Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Minnesota Twins rebuild. Now, this is not going to be just a normal rebuild. This is going to be more of a speed run, try to win now, trades, free agency signings, things like that. Obviously, we have Byron Buxton here and a couple pieces. Matt Wallner is big power. Larnack is pretty good versus righties. Jefferson kind of hold down the catcher spot, but we have some young guys like a Luke Keeschel. Royce Lewis tends to be pretty good in these. Jose Miranda crushes righties. So a team that hitting wise isn't necessarily set up for failure, even though the overalls don't look that great. Now the pitching staff, a healthy Pablo Lopez is nice. Joe Ryan is good. Billy Ober tends to sim pretty well, but he's going to be more of that 5-starter. When you have someone like a Simeon Woods Richardson, Mick Abel, Taj Brad, they're all guys that I would be looking to move on from. If we go and look at our prospects, if we go over here, we have Walker Jenkins, a potential, and then Luke Keeschel, who's in the MLB, and Rodriguez is in the MLB, but not a super deep class of prospects here. Now, something to note, we are in spring training. I did that, so I still have some access to some free agents, just in case I do have some holes to fill. Not that I want to go with any of these guys, but in case it happens. And so, looking at our team here, if we go to the depth chart, we can see that, overall not very good. So what do we need to do? Well, we need to make some trades, and we either need to, I don't think there's going to be any signings of free agency that we can make in year one, but I think some trades are definitely in place. And like I said, we're trying to win now. So what does trying to win now all entail? Contract extensions, don't care. Free agency at the moment, not the biggest worry that I have. Look at that later. The big thing is trades. Now, I do think Byron Buxton can hold on center field for us. I think that'll be fine. And it's really just these three guys, obviously the three 80-plus overall guys, we're going to want to keep and hang on to. That's reasonable enough. Who do I think can make this team better? Now, I'm going to be using the player search on here because there's specific things that I'm looking for. I think having good pitching is going to be very important, but I do think I can find some starting pitchers that have something that I look for, which is walks per 9, let's say in the 80s, right? Some guys down here that might be able to kind of hold down the fort and might not take up a lot of value, that might sim well. That is not, the same for players like hitters. Let's say, we have a hole at first base and we want a guy to have good contact, power versus righties, and we want that to be an 80. Right, that list gets a little bit shorter there. So I think what we're going to want to do first is look at the premier positions. Something like, we have center field, which is good, but something like a shortstop. I think I'm going to look at contact versus right. Let's go down to 75. And now obviously these guys, right, you want to trade for someone like this. But that might not be possible. So we're going to be looking a little bit lower. And trying to win a championship as soon as possible. But we also don't want these guys to be, heavily regressing. And it's really like, who do we want to sell out for? Because we have some good prospects. So if I go over here and I want 80 contact, if I wanted a Bobby Witt, let's say, now what would that take? Right, it's going to take just about everything we have. Now, there are some areas where we have good bench bats, like Keeschel, Quentin Young, and Walker Jenkins. Now, that doesn't even get a Bobby Witt Jr., so we're going to have to, that picked the Twins because they're not great right now, and they don't have a great farm system in place. Shortstops with high contact. Pretty small list here. I think Jacob Wilson is someone that we might be able to get. So let's look at him. For a pitching prospect, and Riley Quick, who is young, won't make an impact this year. Eduardo Tate, 18-year-old, B potential. And just a C overall 21-year-old, we can get Jacob Wilson. Serviceable defender, really good contact. Start off with that. Try to look at third base. Maybe somebody like an Alec Boehm, a Michael Garcia. Even Addison Barger. That power looks really, really nice. What would it take to get an Addison Barger? We'll trade the starter, and then hopefully we can just trade like someone like that. Okay, so now we have Barger. Let's look at the lineup. So we'll have Barger being played third. I'm just going to move them up so that I can remember them. And then, where is Jacob Wilson? Oh, nice. Yeah, no, totally. Whatever. We'll just hold on. We got Jacob Wilson as well. And I think if we go to our depth chart, we'll be able to... I guess if we go to next year's depth chart, we'll be able to see that. So, Barger, good third baseman, and Wilson. Now, we haven't had to give up a lot yet. Now, Keishel might progress. First baseman would be nice to have. Although Cody Clemens looks like he rigs versus righties. Looks like Buck is going to go down 14 overall points this year, which is kind of odd. But yeah, getting a left fielder and catcher is going to be important here as well. So, so far what we have, right? Who we traded for? We traded for Jacob Wilson, Addison Barger. So kind of the left side of our infield is looking complete there. We got to move on to, I would say, right field or starting pitcher. I think second base and first base, we can kind of fill in some guys there. Getting a good catcher is going to be difficult, so maybe that's somewhere to look. I think trying to find a good catcher would be a pretty good spot to start. Jeffers? I think that was a pretty good deal. Right, so now we have Gabriel Moreno. He absolutely rakes. He plays really good defense. I think this is a steal, and we still haven't given up. I don't think any of our top prospects. Need some sort of first baseman, second baseman, right field, left field, and then pitching. So what about right field? You can get to stick a guy in left, but maybe a right fielder would be someone to look at. Maybe a guy like Brent Rooker, someone who can come in and absolutely hit some bombs for us. That might be big. What would it take to get a guy like Brent Rooker? I mean, he's 30 years old. Could just do this straight up. Now, he'd probably be more of a DH, which is fine. Maybe just like a Quentin Young and then a couple D. I mean, that seems fine. So we'll grab Rooker. So I mean, right now this team looks pretty good. Wilson, Barger, Buxton, and now obviously the rest of it. Right, I have him DHing, so probably not going to need, I mean, we'll need obviously 2 more outfielders, but it won't be the end of the world. Second base and then first base. Let's go look at some pitchers now. Prospects. We have a couple that we can use. Let's try to find some starting pitching prospect or some starting pitching that can start for our team and help us, try to win a championship as soon as possible. We have the room to be able to trade for one of these beasts. So maybe like a Brian Wu or Logan Gilbert, somebody in this range. You don't want to go too high. But there's also some room where it's like, oh, you could just do something like this too and just see what happens. And I do think he would be worth, wow. Yeah, no, so kind of far off there from some of those top guys. But I also saw Logan Gilbert here, and I think he looks really, really good. So we'll see what we can do. No, but we're close. Okay. Yeah, so like Zach Littell, Shota Minaga, these kind of players. high walks per 9 players. So I think what we're going to do is look at a couple of these guys, like Shoten Minaga. Can I get you for, like, not much? Oh, okay. Okay, if we have, like, Mick Abel and somebody like a Taj Bradley or a starting pitcher, what can we get for them? I still need 2 more and then some bullpen arms. Maybe somebody like Ryan Nelson. He looks pretty good. Like that. Okay, okay. That's not a bad top 5 that we got going on here. Not bad at all. Maybe somebody like a Matt Olson. A Michael Bush would be great. I think Matt Olson's a lot more spread there. Ow. That is very close. If I give you this 27-year-old, you good with that? Cool. There's Matt Olson. So now we have the outfield spots and second base. Ooh, we have Mickey Moniak. We have Kerry Carpenter. Corbin Carroll, I think, would be too much, although he would be an absolute defensive beast. So we're going to take a look at it. We'll see what we can do for Corbin Carroll. Absolute demon. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. There's that top prospect kind of gone. Polanco looks really good, but he's pretty expensive. Okay, Ernie. Ernie, buddy. Come here. Get over here. Merrick Houston. There we go. Yeah, we just need an outfielder and then, continue to look at pitching. Obviously, the bench is pretty rough. But the starters look good. And Kyle Stowers might have to be that guy. I mean, this is such a cheap contract. I don't know how I could not do it. All right. Still no defense. Really good contact. Really good power. And yeah, that's the squad as of right now. Obviously not a lot left here. And I'll have to update the lineups here, but that's what it is right now. I'm going to keep looking for more pitching. I not a lot of salary left, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to figure that out. But we're gonna have to figure out a way to make it work, and I think we can. So I was looking around and I found Spencer Schwellenbach. For some reason he's in AAA. I believe it's an injury thing, but that walks per 9 being 94, super high stamina, 89 overall, super cheap, and I think we're gonna be able to get him here. So huge upgrade to our starting pitching staff. He might be, number 1 pitcher, which is crazy to think about. Wherever he went, we'll go like this. This top 5 looks really good. I mean, just a bunch of beasts, and then Ober coming up there. Now relievers, obviously, these guys got to go, right? Yeah, we are looking rough on relievers. So I want to go into free agency and look at those. So it looks like we have about $20 million left. Left over here to make some moves for relievers. So let's see what it takes to get some high quality relievers. They might have to be some older guys here. That clutch looks really good on Lauer. A little bit further in. No. All right. Eric Lauer, welcome to the squad. I'm gonna try to separate this out so I can see all my guys. So Ober and Lauer in long relief roles, so that we have some middle relief. Cole Sands, you could probably be a middle reliever. Yeah, and then everyone else, I don't really care. So let's keep going. Let's keep trying to find some quality relievers. That's another good reliever for us. Ranger. Got it. That's good. So now it's like we have 2 long relievers, 4 middle relievers, so we need probably 1 setup and 1 closer. So 2 more guys, and I think we're good to go. Zach Jackson looks all right. What about 1 year? $550? 1 year mil? 1 year 1.1? I'm just gonna keep. Okay, so we got him. So we'll do that. I'll put Clevenger a closer. I know I do think getting 1 more. I mean, I don't need you. I don't need you. And obviously, I don't need you. So it's really, I need just 1 setup guy, and that's gonna do it. I mean, the bench spots in this team look rough. So what if we do something like this? I think this is huge. That's a really good closer that we just got. If you're gonna be a closer, Clevenger is gonna be our setup man, and then the rest of those guys can go. I do not care. Now it's probably gonna be like, you know, you don't have enough people, which is fine. Let's go to the regular season and make sure that our lineups all look good. So once I have the lineups all set, I will be back with you guys. Alright, so the pitching. We're going to have Schwellenbach be our ace. Joe Ryan and Pablo Lopez were here from the start, so they're going to be holding down the 2 and 3 spot. Ryan Nelson is going to be our 4th. And then we have Shota Minaga. It's going to be our 5th. All these guys have really high walks per 9. They all should play pretty well. Really hope they do. Trying to win, it all this season. Lauer is a great long reliever. Over high walks per 9, great long reliever. And then Estrada, Jackson, and Baker are going to be your 3 middle relief pitchers. So we got a lefty, quite a few righties, and then another lefty in Clevenger and Cole. And then we have Cole Sands, and Clevenger, who are our setup men. And then Andres Munoz, who is just absolutely dominant in real life, is going to be our closer. As you can see, we're now the 3rd ranked team, and if I go to the lineups, obviously the bench looks pretty rough, but who cares about the bench when we have this team? So, Ernie Clement mashes lefties, mashes righties, not a lot of power, but can see the ball really well, really high clutch, pretty good defender as well. Addison Barger, he's going to, every time we go up against a righty, he's going to mash, so that's exciting. Same thing, super, that arm and accuracy are really high, so he should be good for us. Jacob Wilson, obviously, super good hitter. Not a ton of power, still really good. Buxton, another guy that was here from the start. He's 99 overall, he's probably going to regress quite a bit. But, if he goes on 10 overalls, he's still one of the best players on this team. Stowers, look at all these all-stars we got too. So Stowers, he's 77 overall, but he should sim really well. That contact and power versus righties is super important. Defense isn't bad either. I'm so excited to see, even though he's a low overall, what he can do for the team. Corbin Carroll, obviously a dominant player, super fast, great defender, and definitely good contact skills. Matt Olson, actually a really good defender, 2-time Gold Glove winner, but mashes the ball, so he should be putting up those 30 home run seasons for us. Rooker, he can play the outfield if we need him to, but he's mostly going to be a DH here. Not as good of a defender, but he has that silver slugger and should mash really well for us. And then Moreno is a really good combination of contact, vision, discipline, clutch, and a really good defender with that Gold Glove a couple of years ago. So super excited. We are going to let everything else. So super excited. We're going to let everything else happen as it needs to. We're going to simulate through the season. Scouting on auto, all that stuff's going to be on auto. And we are just going to simulate and hopefully look to win the World Series this year. So the first scenario that we're running into this year. So the first simulation thing that popped up, top of the 9th, 1 out, 3-3 versus the St. Louis Cardinals. We'll see what Brett Rooker can do for us here. Really good pitch to hit. Nothing going to come out of it. Let's see if he can give us some runs here, and then we can get Andres Munoz in to close out this game. Oof. It's going to go foul. 2 really good pitches to hit, so It's not looking good for this at bat. We'll see if he can salvage it, but basically 2 home run pitches wasted here. Ooh, and he goes down and strikes. 12-6 curveball inside, sits him down. Looks like St. Louis is going to pull their pitcher, and we'll get someone else in. Get Matt Olson in here. Favorable matchup. We got, the righty-lefty. Let's see what he can do. Good take. And a sweeper on the outside. We brought Matt Olson here to make hard contact. So basically put it in play. I hope. Oof. And that's not the put it in play I was talking about, unfortunately. Leave 2 stranded with 1 out. We'll just see what happens. We'll see if Munoz. Looks like Corbin Carroll an RBI double in extra, so we'll see if Andres Munoz can close out this game. We got 1 out. They have their ghost runner on second with the slider there. Ooh, and that is cracked. Buxton running after it, and he makes the catch. Should be able to tag up there. Yeah, so they move him to third. Not the contact we were hoping for something soft, but crushed up the middle, and Buxton's there to make the play. Let's see if he can make another one. He's really got to get in his horse for this. And he can. Minnesota Twins win the game. So through the first month, we are 14-17. Now, for the second-ranked team in the league, having a losing record and being 6 games back from the Royals is not necessarily where we want to be. A big part of that is, for some reason, some crazy regression going on. It's like nobody's progressing, everyone is degressing. Even these 25-year-old. Barger's playing terrible. Should look at Ernie Clement and Barger. Both these guys, I was like, oh, these are slam dunks. 578, 522, really bad. Jacob Wilson's playing great. Buxton's playing fantastic. Stowers is playing fine. He's slugging quite a bit, which is nice, but that average is terrible, so he's just average. Corbin Carroll's not doing that well for, how good he is. Matt Olson, not doing that well. But I guess similar to what we did last year. Rooker is really, really struggling. He just cannot touch the ball right now. And then Moreno is doing quite well. So really struggling there. And then in terms of pitching, it's pretty good. Besides Pablo Lopez has a 1.40 whip and really struggling. So I think, we'll give him 1 more month and we'll see where this team is at. Otherwise, some moves are going to need to be made. Otherwise, everyone's playing really well. Munoz is getting shelled and slammed, which is amazing. We really love to see that with a 197 whip. So 4 blown saves in the first month is not what we're looking for. But we'll give it another month, and we'll see where we're at. Now, this has not been a month, but I was just talking about how Andres Munoz has been getting absolutely slammed, and here we have a situation where there's already been 3 runs in the 9th. We're only up 1. Munoz is a guy on first and second, and I want to see what he has in store for us. And Yoshida is going to ground in to a double play. He holds on. We get good defense from Olsen. Turn the double play, and the Twins win it. It's 2 on, bottom of the 10th. We got Gabriel Moreno, who's been having a pretty good year up to this point. Up to hit. Let's see what we can do. And Moreno strikes out on 3 pitches. Not what you want to see. Hunter Harvey, 1, 2, 3. As he pops it up in the shallow left. And we're going to the 11th. And he takes a strike. Sinker at the bottom of the zone. Really tough pitch. Looking. And it's all going to come down to our homegrown talent in Byron Buxton. Can Buxton tie the game? And he's going to be safe. We got the bases loaded. A good base hit for Byron Buxton. And it all comes down to Brent Rooker. He can win the game here. He's 4 for 5 today. And that's the pitch. 95 on the exit velo. Can it go? It won't. At the warning track. And the Minnesota Twins lose thriller. At the end of the second month, we are 32 and 26. So good improvement from the first month. 8 and 2 in our last 10. We are 6.5 games behind the Royals. Numbers are looking pretty good. I did go ahead and rearrange the lineups a little bit. I wanted some guys that were hitting pretty well up towards the top. I also took into factor their contact versus righties, as well as their clutch, moving Barger Clement down and moving Jacob Wilson into that one role, moving Kyle Stowers up, getting some good speed and contact on the bases before Buxton, Olsen, and Rooker to hopefully drive them in. Versus lefties, I did a little bit of rearranging as well. We have Clement up at the top and Wilson, these two. I know Clement is struggling, but that contact versus lefties is still really, really good. Also moved Gabriel Moreno up. I know he's been struggling a little bit this season. He had a good first month, not as good in the second month. But hoping he can, pick it up with these guys. Good contact versus left. We still have that 4, 5, 6 of the big home run hitters. And then Carroll, Stowers, and Barger at the bottom. Stowers can't really hit lefties, so we'll keep him in the 9 spot. Pitching in the second month still looks really good. Schwellenbach is pitching great. Joe Ryan's pitching great. Paulo Lopez is really good. Ryan Nelson is looking like the ace of this team so far, with a 107 whip and a 3.07 ERA. Shota Imanaga is kind of struggling, but the whip doesn't look too bad, and so I still like this top 5. Lauer and Olber in the long relief roles have been holding it down. Estrada's been struggling a little bit. So that's something that we're going to look to, maybe move as we get closer to the deadline. But Jackson, Baker, the ERA is a little high. Whip's fine. Clevenger has been dominant. Cole Sands has been great. And Munoz, the numbers don't look good. He had that really rough first month with 4 blown saves. But he's thrown in 10 saves, only 1 blown save the second month. And recently, look at the last 10, a 104 whip. 104 ERA with a 104 whip. 7 saves, no blown saves. So really turning it around. That's really good to see. Let's see if this carries over. At the end of the third month, the Royals are still, pulling ahead quite a bit, which is unfortunate to see. We're tied with the Tigers for second. So at this point, still looking for a wild card spot, and which we're right there. But not a great month. Second month was really good. First and third, not as good. If we go to the lineups, Wilson's still batting great. Stowers, 20 home runs in 3 months is really good. He's really excelling in his role there. Carroll's picking it up. Buxton's average is dropping a little bit. Same thing with his overall. Still like the numbers. Olsen, the average looks really good. The OPS looks really good. Some more power would be nice. Rooker is really, really struggling, and that's super tough to see. He might be someone that we look to move. 606 OPS and 10 home runs in the first 3 months. It's not great. And then Barger, Moreno, and Clement here have all been playing better. 257 in the last 10. Clement is still struggling, and Moreno is not doing great either. So really, this bottom 4 here still really struggling. So we don't have a ton of cap room to work with, but definitely players that we can look to move. They're not super expensive. I still do like Moreno. I wonder what he's fielding. No errors, so still, really, really good defender. But yeah, something needs to change in this bottom 4, and we'll look to do that eventually here. If we go to the pitching, still really good. Lopez is still struggling, but Imanaga, like I said, I liked the whip. I think he was on a good direction, and this past month was really good for him with 2.51. Can't say the same for Pablo Lopez. Nelson's been great. Joe Ryan's been great. And Schwellenbach's been great. A little bit of regression from basically everybody in the team, which is kind of weird to see. Estrada's turning it around a little bit. And looks like Munoz, He's kind of back to his old self here. 2 more blown saves. He's up to 7 on the season. So still, not really what you want to see there. That we're going to be looking to make is moving on from Ernie Clement. I had really high hopes for him. That contact versus lefties and discipline looks really, really good on paper, as well as the defense looks pretty good. But a 229 average. We're right at the All-Star break here. 5 home runs, 24 RBIs with a 622 OPS. Still a positive WAR player, but we can definitely look for some improvement on the bat there. And someone that I found was Brendan Donovan, someone who has 17 home runs, 44 RBIs. Only 2.8 million. They hit 43 OPS, 2 WAR improvement on Ernie Clement, and they're thrown in prospect in there. So we're gonna get Brandon Donovan, and hopefully he can help turn this team around. Another move that we're gonna be looking to make is a move that's gonna help us and hurt the team that's in first place. So Addison Barger, obviously, I've talked about his great arm at third base, along with those hitting stats that look really, really good. But a 692 OPS, 8 home runs, 38 RBIs, and 2 errors. Another 1.1 WAR player. And when I was looking around, I saw Maikel Garcia here, who is 12 home runs, 48 RBIs, 314 with an 888 OPS, and a 5 WAR player up to this point. So he's playing like a superstar. He's the same price. Don't know why the Royals would do this, but no one said it was going to be a realistic rebuild. We're looking to win it all based on what we had, and so we're going to make the trade for Maikel Garcia. So rounding out the trades, we're at the All-Star break, like I said. Rounding out the trades for halfway, a little over halfway through the season, is going to be a trade for Johan Duran. 91 overall, a little bit of regression there, but 24 saves, only 5 blown saves, 2.87 ERA with a .96 WHIP. Obviously, we know he throws gas, and I think that a little bit more of a reliable closing pitcher is going to help us here. We're just trading Munoz, who's really, really been struggling this year. That WHIP's super high, and he's regressing heavily for some reason, probably because he's playing so bad, but we're going to look to move off of him, make an upgrade for Johan Duran. All right, and so with those moves, obviously Brendan Donovan and Maikel Garcia are going to slot in. They've been playing really, really well. So hopefully we can get some production out of them. And then in our closing role, we have Johan Duran, who's going to fill in that hole. I think the pitching has looked really, really good overall. And I do think that Donovan and Garcia, just with the way that they're playing this year so far, are going to be a huge improvement to this team. And hopefully, it's going to be a long stretch. But we'll see if we can outpace the Royals for the rest of this year. So that's what we're going to do with the trade deadline. I didn't move on from Rooker. I think he's got it in him. It's like a 50-point increase from the last time we saw him. I think he can really help this team, and hopefully he doesn't make me eat those words and play like garbage. Obviously the bench isn't great either, but we don't have a lot of room to work with that, unfortunately. So we'll see you after we're at the All-Star break, so we'll finish this month up. We'll go another month, and then we'll see where we're at. Chance to see trade deadline acquisition of Johan Duran. See if he can close out this game for us. Looks like it's the bottom of the 9th. 1 man on. We're up 1. We'll see if he can close this out for us. Bottom of the 9th. We have no outs.
No, that's high.
And we don't get the call there. So hopefully this is going to be better than Andres Munoz. I think the only time we watched him, he didn't pitch that well. And we don't get to turn the double play there. Johan Duran makes IKF get a chopper to short, but we're not able to turn 2 and get the play, unfortunately. And Vlad, or even get a couple strikeouts here. That's not where you want it. Vladimir Guerrero hits one right up the middle, 110 off the bat, and now we got 2 on with only 1 out. with George Springer here. And gets him to swing. That's where a splitter should be. Totally ties him up. I know we have Alejandro Kirk. 300 on the year, really good contact hitter. So this is going to be another tough out. These 3 in a row. Tough. Perfect. 102 mile an hour fastball on the other part of the zone. Kirk is slow. Vlad is slow. Really good chance for a double play. And he pops it up. Looks like we have Maikel Garcia. Or maybe Cody Clemens. Looks like Maikel Garcia is playing second. So not sure what's going on there, but he did have a home run today. So we see Johan Duran get the save there. And hopefully, for the rest of the season, we'll see him make quite a few more saves and help improve this roster. So meeting back up. We are now 12 games back from the Royals. I don't know what they are doing. I don't know what's going on with their team. We stole, one of their best players, and he looks like to not even have made an impact. So that's tough to see. I wonder if we go over to the Royals. And of course, Barger just immediately picks it up. He's hitting 386 and 841 OPS in the last 10, 14 home runs, 755 OPS, and he has added a whole nother 1.1 WAR since we traded him. So, great. Super excited about that. And Maikel Garcia has been worse. I mean, he does have a home run, and this isn't bad. I mean, 810 OPS over the last 10 is not bad. But he's now basically getting outplayed, which, that's great. He's only had a .2 WAR since we got him, whereas Barger's added a whole 1.1. So it's not looking great right now. For some reason, when people come to the Twins, I guess, they can't play as well. Donovan's been playing fine. Looks like the power's dipped a little bit since we picked him up, but that's all right. Oh, and that's my bad. I had Maikel Garcia. I must have switched him in wrong. Donovan was playing third. Good thing, they both have those backup positions there, but we'll get them back to second and third. They are versus lefties. It's my bad there, but shouldn't be the end of the world. Team, the record's looking a lot better than it was, through that first month. If we go to the wild card, we're right there in it. Currently a wild card team, and a couple games back from the top players. So, outlook is fine. The team's looking good. Wilson's still, batting pretty well. 751 OPS isn't great, but the 2-3 average is fine. Stowers is still playing really well. He just can't hit lefties. Maybe bringing a platoon bat in would have been a good idea for an outfielder to hit lefties. But almost 900 OPS is nothing. We can and 26 home runs is perfectly fine. Carroll's been playing great. Buxton looks pretty much the same as we last saw him. The OPS has continuously been dipping, which is rough. The on base percentage has not been great, but he's still slugging almost 500. So good power bat. Matt Olson, 781 OPS, so he looks pretty good. Rooker's been playing a lot better. I know his last 10 don't look that great, but from when we last saw him, everything is looking better. He's up to 700 OPS. We wanted to get up to that 927. It's going to take a lot, but I think he can do it. As we know, Donovan and Maikel Garcia were 2 deadline pickups, and Moreno still can't really get that bat going. 62 OPS is not great, especially for the stats that he has. But still, 3.5 WAR, no errors so far. It's been really good. Pitching still looks really good. Schwellenbach, 365 ERA for our ace. It's good. It's not what you would expect from the ace. The 113 whip, though, is telling that maybe he's let up the long ball a little much. But the whip's not bad. Joe Ryan has been ace level with a 271. Lower whip, but somehow like a whole point lower. A higher whip, lower ERA by a whole point, which is kind of crazy. Maybe they just like playing defense better for Joe Ryan. I'm not sure. But he's having a fantastic year. Pablo Lopez is holding it down, similar to Spencer Schwellenbach. Ryan Nelson has been fantastic. So that was a really good trade, good move there. And then Imanaga has been really good as well. The bullpen still looks great. Johan Duran, since we got him, 5 saves, no blown saves. I mean, it's just the last 10, but .79 ERA is really good. I think his whip's like .96, and now it's .90, so still holding it down. I don't think he's blown a save since we got him. So, knock on wood there, but he's been playing really well and kind of filling that spot for us. Looks like the only guy really struggling is Cole Sands and still Jeremiah Estrada. Cole Sands, he was one of those guys that we kept around, not having a great year. Maybe we'll move him for somebody else. Maybe we'll throw like a Brian Baker in there to be the extra setup man and let Cole Sands be a little relief. But yeah, we're a month past the trade deadline. We're still quite a few games back from the Royals, and we'll look to make a late season push. So we made it to the end of the season, finished 90-72. So pretty good record. Just a wild card team, so the Royals must have really, obviously we knew they were at 86 wins before the last month of the season, so they didn't have a while to go. But 90-72 is pretty good. We're going to be a wild card team, so we're going up against Boston in the wild card round. We'll check out any league leaders we had. Corbin Carroll stolen bases, and that was it. So not great. If we go to awards, looks like Aaron Judge won it in the AL. Tarek Skubal won it in the AL. Teoscar Hernandez won it in the NL. Aaron Judge in the AL. Skubal, Ohtani won the Cy Youngs. No awards for the team, unfortunately. We'll see how everyone ended. So Michael Garcia here, looks like as soon as we got him, he just started regressing. I'm not sure what happened there. He had like 14 home runs when we traded for him, and he hit 2 more the last 2 months of the year, 803 OPS, and didn't gain any WAR. And I'm sure if we go over to the Royals, that Barger had a great season turnaround. $17 home runs. The OPS was lower. Oh, and it looks like the WAR went lower. He was up to 2.2 at one point, so he also struggled. But, what are you going to do there? Brendan Donovan picked him up. He played really, really well for us, as you can see in his last 10, but 826 OPS, 22 home runs, 63 RBIs. Good fielding, and almost 5.5 WAR there. Jacob Wilson, really good contact. Quite a few homers, more than I was expecting. 786 OPS. Quite a few errors. I would pick him up for his glove and 3.5 WAR. So pretty good season from him. Buxton, I think we talked about it earlier, but 31 bombs, 90 ribbies. He regressed quite a bit, but a 784 OPS, and the on base, I don't think it ever touched 300 at any point throughout the year. I think it was like 280 when we last saw him, got up to 290, and he's been slugging almost 500 the whole year. So, give or take, he's either smacking a home run or doing nothing. Pretty good fielding, 4 WAR for him. So that was, a pretty good season. You'd like the average to be higher. Kyle Stowers, 28 home runs, 87 RBIs, 881 OPS, 3.9, almost 4 WAR. I told you guys at the beginning, I was like, I know he's a 77, but he sims well. Those stats play, and they did. And he was one of the best players on this team. The fact that he's an 81 overall is insane. Corbin Carroll played really well. He really picked it up in the second half. 111 RBIs is really great to see. Almost 30 home runs. Best average of his career, 900 OPS. Only 2 errors and almost 7 WAR. He wasn't an MVP candidate. He did grab a Silver Slugger, but these are MVP type of numbers. But just wasn't the year for it. Matt Olson, we brought him in to hit 250 and 20 home runs, and that's what he did. 800 OPS, very good. Really good fielder, and put up 4 WAR for us. So that's good to see. Brent Rooker, he definitely turned it around. I think he was at like a 600 OPS in the first couple months of the year and got that up to a 700. 24 home runs, 89 RBIs. Obviously, he wasn't really fielding. The negative WAR does hurt, and that's probably because of the low average and low on-base percentage. He was just like a worse Byron Buxton, basically. Thought he would do better. And then Gabriel Moreno, not a great year. Not a 700 OPS. 12 homers, 57 RBIs. Struggled at the plate for sure. And no Gold Glove. 4.1 WAR though. Perfect fielding. So really good defensive piece for us. The bench was terrible. We knew that was going to happen. Pitching. No one in the top 3 for Cy Young, which is kind of insane. 2.71 ERA from Joe Ryan. Played really well with a 1-2 whip. Spencer Schwellenbach kind of started regressing towards the end of the season there, as you can see. The ERA kind of inflated a little bit. So not everything we hoped he would be. That the whip is super low, so I'm not mad about it. Pablo Lopez turned it around. He was reaching that almost 4. I think he might have been at 4 at some point in the year, and really worked to get that down. So pretty good second half. Ryan Nelson, I mean, 284 with a 109. This is the Cy Young stuff. I mean, he didn't have the strikeouts, but Joe Ryan did. So really good stuff for Ryan Nelson. Super pumped about that pickup. And Shota also played great. He's 31, obviously, but he played really, really well. Lauer and Bailey Ober did more than I could ask for in the long relief role. The middle relievers struggled. Estrada with an almost 4 ERA, Zach Jackson with almost 4 ERA and a 182 whip. I mean, what do you expect? He was one of the relievers I picked up in free agency just because we had to fill some holes, and he wasn't good. And then Cole Sands, whip is fine. Same thing with Estrada, but the ERA is not good. Clevenger was absolutely fantastic. Baker, very good. The whip, 108, really good. And then Duran was unbelievable. Well, since we got him, I think he blew 3 saves. So like blew a save a month, which is really good. Sub 1 whip, 2.77 ERA. He was fantastic. Looks like he was an all-star, but no reliever of the year mention for him. Not a lot of saves, only 36. But not many opportunities either, because this team was pretty good. If you look at the standings, the Royals did win 100 games, best record in the league. So of course they did. Of course, the team that I picked to rebuild, the Royals, just absolutely go off it. 16th ranked team in the league versus the 2nd, and we had 90 wins. We did clinch the wild card, which is great. 90 win season's nothing to scoff at. And we'll see what the playoffs have in store for us. So I think I'm gonna sim this first game. We're gonna see, what we can do. Our ace against Scare Crochet, their ace. And we lose 1-8. Looks like Joe Ryan got shelled, which is great. 14 hits, 8 runs. Home run from Duran, a couple doubles. Looks like we had 6 hits and 1 run. So absolutely terrible. Donovan had a home run. But yeah, Joe Ryan, 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks is not good. Eric Lauer, not good. 2 innings, almost 3 innings, 2 runs. He got shelled. Jeremiah Estrada didn't even get through an inning and gave up 2, got shelled. And then we had Zach Jackson had to come in and hold it down. So not good there. Now we're already facing elimination. And so we will quick manage this game. And we'll see if we can force a game 3. First inning pitching goes good for us. We got Markel Garcia, Brandon Donovan, and Jacob Wilson leading off here. We get a single, and then Brendan Donovan with a triple right away to start us off. So no outs, guy at third, a double play. Somehow we get a double play because I guess Brandon Donovan couldn't hustle his way from third to home, and Jacob Wilson gets out, and we're out of the inning. But 2 hits and a run is a good way to start.
3.
Schwellenbach gives up a double. We get out of that. Let's see if Stowers smacks a solo home run. He's low-key been the hero of this season so far.
Take your base, ball 4.
Lead off single, out,
3.
out, and we get out of that. So 2-run lead going into the third. Let's see if we can add to it. And we can't.
3.
Spencer Schwellenbach gives up a solo home run to Willie Rayu. And he gets out of that. So 2-1. 2-1 going into the top of the fifth. Schwellenbach's pitched a pretty good game so far. Give the solo home run last inning. See if he can improve on it in this inning. Another single. We get out of that. A double, leadoff double from Matt Olson. Fly out, and Moreno scores him with a single. 2-run lead. Going into the sixth. Schoenbach against Roman Anthony. Bregman gets a single. Casas gets a single. And an error. The bases are loaded. I need someone with high clutch here. And I don't want to bring in the closer, obviously. I'm going to have to bring in, Clevenger. We've got righty, lefty. He's good clutch. I would like to save him until we get later. But it's, elimination time. So let's see if he can get us out of this. And he lets up a double, 3-run double, and we're now losing.
3.
Still down, 1 run, going into the seventh. See if they bring another pitcher, and they do. Brennan Bernardino. Star Wars pops up. Carroll flies out. Another inning with no runs. Can Clevenger hold on for another inning? Looks like he has quite a bit of stamina left. And he does. But that 1 double, besides that, he's been pretty good. We got to get a hold of somebody here.
Number 22, Garrett.
Nope. No. Garcia singles. And Brendan Donovan, the trade line acquisition, the 2 trade line acquisitions of Garcia and Donovan, combined for a 2-run home run. And we have the lead.
Now pitching for Boston.
In the bottom of the
Number
8th.
57, Greg.
Wilson singles, and the inning's over. Now we need to stay alive. So I'm going to have Clevenger pitch, but he's on a short leash. Anything in play gets pulled. Fly out. Ground out.
He's hitting for Boston. Number 30, Rob.
And Rob Refsnyder. It's a double. We're going to bring Duran in to hopefully finish off the game.
Number 59.
And he does. We win the game by 1. And we're going on to the 3rd and final game of the wild card. Move forward. Let's see if the Minnesota Twins have it in them. Not a good start.
Ball 4, take your
Not
base.
a good start.
Ball 4, take your base.
Bases are loaded.
Take your base, ball 4.
And he walks in a run. And then Sanger scores in a run. We're down 2-0 to start the game. Not good. That means we need the offense to come alive.
3.
Reach in there. Fly out. Pop out. Still have no hits.
3.
Strikes at the side. Pablo Lopez. We get a single to start. Fly out. Pop
Ball
up.
4, take your
Walk.
base.
2 on. 2 outs. And Jacob Wilson smacks home a single to bring us within 1. Another single from Byron Buxton ties the game up. And we get out. So good resilience there. See if Pablo Lopez can continue pitching, besides that first inning, pitching well. A double. And gets out of it. Need to get the bats
That hit
going.
him. He's got first.
1 out,
3.
1 on. And nothing to show for that inning. Another error. But we get a double play. 2 errors. Not even through 5 is not what you want to see.
3.
Nothing there. See if Pablo Lopez can finish strong through 6. And he can. It got close. It got dicey. But he holds on.
3.
And we just cannot get the bats going. We got 2 righties. But a mix of lefties throughout their lineup. I think we'll keep Pablo Lopez in. We'll keep him on a short leash. And he does 7 innings of good pitching. We need some bats. And we don't get them. We're going to pull him now. 7 innings is great. I think we're going to put Brian Baker in. I'll try to. We only really have a couple lefties and not doing that great. So I think we're going to have Lauer in to hopefully get these 2 lefties out. Got a lot of lefties in this lineup. So hopefully there's enough energy to push us through. Just get the strikeout. Gives up a single. With a strikeout. And he gets us out of it. A really good inning from Eric Lauer. We teed off on it, Garrett Whitlock, last time. Let's see if we can do it again.
Number 22, Garrett Whitlock.
Ground out. Strike out. We ground out. We're going to put Duran in again. Shut it down. He's been really good for us. And he gets us out of it. Bottom of the 9th. We have Kyle Stowers, Corbin Carroll, and Matt Olson. All 3 who don't have a hit today. Let's see what they can do.
Now pitching for the Red Sox.
We get a ground out. We fly out.
Ball 4, take your base.
We walk. And we're going to go watch Rooker to see if he can walk this game off for us or if we're going to extras. Convert Rooker. Win this for us. Swings at absolutely nothing. Put it down. No ghost runner. And Buxton is there to make the grab. Pokes at the 3rd. It's going to be probably safe. And he gets him to swing at a really inside curveball. Perfect. He pokes it up the middle. Not the end of the world. You know, you actually don't want to hit. You want to get the strikeout there, but no damage done. Can he hold strong for another inning? He will. Couple base runners on, but a really good inning. Couple strikeouts in there. Game and for both of our runs today. Oof. And Moreno sinks it right to Bregman at 3rd base. And he just swings way out in front of the sinker. And that's 2 straight outs. And then Bernardino. And he's way out in front of the curveball. And the Twins bats fail once again. The single from Outman. And we win. We're moving on past the wild card. Pablo Lopez had a great game. Put up those 2 at the beginning. But really held it down since then. Ryan Nelson, who's going to be leading off game 1 with Shota, and then back to the start with Joe Ryan for game 3. So we're going to sim until we need to be in. Ooh, it looks like we have a big moment here. It's a tie game. Top of the 11th. We have Kyle Stowers up to hit against a righty with 2 men on. Let's see what he can do. This is game 1. Trendsetter here. And he hits him.
Take your base.
Kyle Stowers gets hit. Kyle Stowers, you dirtbag. He hits him. And the bases are juiced. 1 out. It looks like we have a little bunt. And a sack bunt. What an amazing play. Look at the Twins. Look at the dugout. The boys are juiced. Little Matt Olson stealing on a sack bunt to give us the lead. That's good ball. Due for the Lakes. Jacob pops it off. Jacob doesn't want it. Ice cold piss this morning. Devastating. So many men on base. So can we do it? He went. He went. He went. Terrible. Terrible at bat. Oh shit. Okay, Johan. Yeah. Hey, I mean, Johan never doubted you that the moment of silence a second ago was me here in the crowd. I don't even know who this Bobby shit guy is. Because he's terrible.
No balls.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know what the Twins are made of. He doesn't know that Durant closed his games with pitches just like that. He's scared. Doesn't want to swing. Get that off your shoulder, Bobby. Come on. Whew. Low splitter. Bobby's fighting for his life. Johan, you got him in the ropes. Finish here. And he hangs one. I never doubted you, Johan. Except for that I did. And you proved me right. You freaking bum. This is not good. Now we got Pasquantino. An absolute demon. And Johan Duran is just feeding them balls to hit. I mean, I am flabbergasted. He needed one pitch on Bobby Witt. He just kept throwing the meatballs, expecting to do nothing with them. Oh no, and that's going to do it. Twins are going to lose. And Stowers came in and grabbed the ball. Pasquantino and Witt to walk us off. We had so many chances. We didn't deserve it. And we get another close game. I mean, this is an all-time series so far. Garrett Clevenger, who looks like he's been getting shelled. Johan got shelled, had to take the day off, and then we get Clevenger in here just to get shelled. It's giving up 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Got a guy in first. I believe we still have the lead. I'll have to look again. Caglione, future superstar. Against Garrett Clevenger, who's struggling. Show me what you got. Yup, we went. You want me that? Bottom of the 9th. Close it up for us, Garrett.
1 ball, 1 strike.
How is that not a strike? He is turning on the ball. Lucky that was foul. Pop up. Stowers. Sun in his eyes. Doesn't matter. Whew. 1 more out, Garrett. Let's even the series up with this team. Go 2. And that's a win. Fantastic. Never doubting them. Again. So we have the series 1-1. We hold on in the 9th. We face some adversity. 15 hits. Shota had a serviceable. 1K is not great, but a serviceable outing. And, you know, we tied up. And that's all that matters. Doesn't matter what the score is. Doesn't matter what the stats say. It's all about winning games in Minnesota. Game 3. We've had 2 absolute thrillers, a win and a loss, and now we got our ace in Joe Ryan. Well, I guess you could say Schwellenbach, but the real ace in Joe Ryan, who absolutely got shelled in his first playoff outing against the Red Sox, looks to give us the lead. Okay. Down, 2-1 in the series, and it's not looking good for us. That means we're going to go quick manage. We're going to get real in depth with it here. Come on, Spencer. For some reason, Joe can't get it done. Spencer, you're going to have to do it. That's what the first inning has in store. Okay. Okay. All right.
Take your base, ball 4. 3!
Oof. Oh, no. Spencer Schwellenbach gives up a second inning blast to the man we traded, Addison Barger. Of course he does.
Ball 4, take your
And then
base.
no luck. We need the bats to get going. Matt Olson,
Ball
beauty.
4, take your base.
2 on the outs.
Take your base, ball 4.
No outs. Bases loaded. Kyle Stowers. What the hell? 1 out. Bases loaded. Michael Garcia. Barger us. Give us some luck. All right. Okay. This team is pissing me off, I'll be honest. Bases loaded, no outs, 2 fielders choices. And we get a single from Brendan Donovan. And nothing else. I mean, how many men have we left on base this series? This is absolutely insane.
Ball 4, take your base.
Carroll leads off the single, and then a fielder's choice, and then a double play. I mean, it's like every time we get a glimmer, we're shot right back down.
3.
Solly with a double. That must have been in the deepest part of the field. Can we get some bats? Can we get some runs? No. No.
Ball 4, take your base.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Matt Olson. Do it for the Lakes. He does! He does! Matt Olson puts us ahead too. Once again, I mean, we've left maybe 8 people on base so far, and we're in the 5th inning. So, 7 hits, 3 runs is pretty good. We want more. We're hungry. Come on. Not good.
Take your base. Ball 4.
Not good. A double play to get out of it. 6 strong innings from Schwellenbach. They bring in the closer in the 6th. Just to get shelled. It doesn't matter. Stowers and Garcia, and then Brendan Donovan have a game. We're up 6-1. The boys are on fire. A double from Bach. 11 hits, 6 runs. Spencer, show me what you got. Gotta save the arms. We got a lot of game. We got a lot of games left. He gets out of that 7 strong. Can you give me 8?
Ball 4, take your base.
Absolutely, you can. Schwellenbach might. What do they call that? A Maddox? 1 run? No, it would have to be a shutout, right? Something like that. I don't know, but isn't it like 90 pitches or something? Complete game, something like that. He's pitching so well. I don't feel like pulling him.
3.
I need the arms. A double from Brendan Donovan. I mean, wow. Brendan Donovan, what an acquisition. And then he gets thrown out. So that's tough, but sizable lead. Looking to tie the series up. Schwellenbach, can you go 9?
Ball 4, take your base.
My bad, Schwellenbach.
Now pitching for the Twins, number 17.
Settle. Settle. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? This is a joke? This is a joke?
Take your base. Ball 4.
This is a joke? I mean, I know I'll let Schwelly go a little long, but that's... Oh, no. Oh, God. Did I get greedy? Yes.
3.
I just want to see the boys have fun, man. Can we get to frickin' Michael Wacha's old ass, please? Thank you. No. No, you gotta score there. You gotta send them.
3. Ball 4, take your base.
I don't even care. Yohan Duran give me 3 innings. I don't care. Can we get to Michael Wacha?
3.
I mean, he's pitched like 6 innings of shutout ball. Oh, he's gonna keep going.
He's running it first for the Royals. Number 88, Luis.
Oh no, that's gonna do it.
3.
He's running it first for the Royals. Number 6,
Maybe it's bad management, but I mean, I just expected
India.
the bats to
A
do
defensive
something.
change for the Royals.
Wow.
Now catching.
Wow.
Number 22,
An all-time playoff
Jensen.
blowout. I can't. I don't. What the hell? I mean, Bailey over, bruh. Schwellenbach, there was 2 outs. We had 2 outs to get. Like, gave up 3 runs. Who cares? We were up 7-3. Put Bailey over in. Just give me 2 outs. How about 3 runs? And then Yohan Duran blows it. Now I pitched him long. I get that. That's on me. But I was trying to save arms. We had 2 games. I was like, oh, we got to win these next 2 games. We just needed 1 run, and we couldn't get it. The offense absolutely halted in the 8th? Absolutely halted. And we had 4 or 5 more innings to play, and they couldn't get it done. Brendan Donovan, fantastic game. That's literally it. That's super disappointing. That's how we're going to lose. Yeah. So, of course, the Dodgers defeat the Yankees in the World Series, and we go home. in the playoffs. Buxton struggled. Carroll struggled. Moreno struggled. Everyone else played pretty good. It didn't really seem like the offense that big of a deal. The Joe Ryan, you bum. Schwellenbach, you were fantastic. This 3.24 ERA, don't even care. Fantastic. Ryan Nelson, I didn't realize that you got shelled like that. That's on me. What a good year just to be blown up in the playoffs. And then, I mean, just our pitching just imploded. Infinite ERA. Infinite ERA from Bailey. All right. I mean, the bullpen just, it really did just struggle. I mean, look at, what? What? Look at this. I mean, the Royals just own this guy for no reason. It's insane. So that's going to do it for this season. I don't know if we're going to look at this team again. Might do this challenge again. I think it was fun. I think it'd be easier with a lot of other teams. You know, teams that have more talent on the farm, teams that have more talent on the field that can be traded. But I think I put together a really good team. I think it was ranked second or something, 90 wins. And overall, you know, played really well up until we got to the playoffs. So I guess focus on pitching more, and maybe defense. But you know, the team played good up until it mattered. But you know, what are you gonna do? Thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate it. This kind of stuff does take a while to do, even though it was just one season. I'll try to get another one out, either with this team or try this challenge again. But I do appreciate any time spent watching this. Let me know any changes or opinions you have in the comments. And I will see you guys later.